Hey guys, I figured that I'd give you an update on my deck profile. I actually have a much thicker deck now just because of the whole recent trades that I made. So I figured that I would give everybody a quick little update so that they would know what they'd be going up against if we ever played again. First things first, as always, my supporter, Exiled Swordmaster, still level 14, so I still get 7 draws, and same effect as before. All swords give my creatures a +3 bonus in attack whenever they're equipped. I'm going to go over the last 10 cards, at the very end, but we'll go down the deck list now. Fridgen, he's a twin attacker, attacks 2 opposing creatures, has 10 all-around stats for level 9, which isn't too bad. He can freeze opponents, basically all that I really use him for. He's usable mainly for me, hopefully early game. Since he is only level 9, I usually get him out turn 2 or turn 3. Telex, if he can manage to kill something, I can pull Fridgen from my deck. He's actually one of the only cards that actually pulls creatures from the deck that exist in my deck. He has 11 attack, which is a little bit more than Fridgen, but a little less defense at only 9. He does have Titan though, so he can attack while guarding, so that's always nice. I will take full damage when he dies, but once again, if he kills something, I get to pull Fridgen. 2 Brave Torchmasters. Brave Torchmaster is same effect as before. While he's in my deck, or when he's played, I get to search my deck for any counter card and put it in my, or look at it and put it on top of my deck, so I can manipulate my draw the next turn. As well, I can basically be prepared for any situation. I can pull Break, Shatter, Transmute if I think that my opponent's got a heavy equipment like Black-Eyed Sword. I can also pull my Crazy Mirrors with this, as well as my new counter card that I recently traded for. Next up, I've upped it to 3 Ancient Warriors. Ancient Warrior, drop late game, kill any creature with 32 or less lifespan. Always nice, unless they have ultimate, which I rarely encounter sometimes. I mean, yeah, I'll come across the occasional Capneo or Soria, but usually these guys are good to clear a path for me to strike down for game. Ninjutsu Iron Combo, always nice, and 10 all-around stats means I can equip them really easily. So, pretty decent creature there. I actually dropped one of my Galash the Swordsman so that I could put in a couple new cards. Galash the Swordsman, same usage as before. When he's destroyed, I can search out any tome pretty much in my deck that's equipment and put it in my hand. Those mean both my Black-Eyed Swords. It can mean any of my swords in general, so that's kind of nice. And 11 all-around stats for level 7, pretty decent overall. 2 Krakens. He's the only elemented creature that I run. He's Ice type. He has Flood and Quake, which is a nice combination of abilities. So anything I attack loses 3 defense, and anything that I kill, poses a risk of your opponent losing more than 1 creature from my 1 attack. 1 deck point for 14, 10, and 12. Really good. 5 speed, no effect, but he's a good beater. Next up is Saratios Gate. A lot of people don't like this card because it can spell game for most players. As long as your creature doesn't have Protector Ultimate, I can get rid of it till my next check phase and be able to strike you down for the end of the game. Really nice tech card. 10 mana to activate, but really good in a situation where you want to win quick. I have 3 second draws. Second draw lets me draw 2 cards. It doesn't have any cost like Gathering Energy. It just lets me draw 2 cards from my deck for 4 mana. But I can only activate 1 a turn, so when I draw into it, it's pretty frustrating because I'll be stuck with it until my next turn. But it's good because draw support is always good in a deck. Now we're getting to the equipments. 2 Black-Eyed Swords. Black-Eyed Sword is the ultimate equipment basically in the game. It gives any creature +10 all stats. It gives any creature 3+ speed. It gives any creature burn, quake, venom, and shock. So anything that doesn't die from an attack with it is really hurting and in a real bad way. On top of that, it says when it's sent to the discard pile, you take 10 damage. So that's the balance factor with it. It pretty much ups the level of your character by 10, but it's also a threat because if they try to get rid of it with a specialty card or something like Vortex, then you can take some massive damage from it, which is kind of frustrating. I have 3 Gale Swords. Gale Sword, you contribute it off to get rid of any backfield card your opponent controls, put it back in their deck and shuffle it. Gives the creature +5 attack when it's equipped with my certain supporter, so kind of nice. It's my backfield removal. Once again, another backfield removal card, Thunder Sword. I can opt not to attack, and I can destroy a backfield card. With this card in general, It's nice because if you have multiples equipped to one creature, you can choose not to attack with it and destroy multiple backfield cards, which is always a plus. I have 2 Inferno and 2 Erupting Swords. When equipped to the same creature, when both are equipped to the same creature, the creature gets plus 12 because of my supporter, and it also gets hit range, which is always a good ability. And then I also have Shatter to negate their counters, Break to negate their tomes, or their Black-Eyed Sword, mainly. I also have Transmute to, retarget a tome. I've done it with Dissolve before, which is really frustrating for an opponent because they end up killing their own card and taking damage for it. Last Breath to save my creatures. This card hasn't been seen yet. I'm kind of happy that I pulled it. Last Breath states that whenever a creature you control would be destroyed, you can activate it and negate its destruction. You can then remove all equipments equipped to it, so it's kind of bad for my deck, but it keeps my character alive. And then the creature has half of its defense and only 1 lifespan, so it won't survive much longer, but it could be just enough to last out the one fight and win the game. 2 Crazy Mirrors, because Crazy Mirror is fantastic. It makes any character or any creature that's attacking, attack itself, so I can use it against any opponent and survive. By the way, I also added 10 other creatures to my deck. That's why the deck is so thick now, but if you didn't notice, these are all zeros except for the first one, which is 5. So for 5 points, I'm getting 10 creatures. Endless Swordsman is fantastic. He's 10 cards long, which is kind of frustrating for a leveler set. But the first one can be pulled from your deck if you pay 15 health, which is really quick and easy. He's also a level 0. So when he's played, he won't cost you anything if he dies. He's got 3, 4, and 4, which aren't fantastic stats, but then when he levels up, he has 6, 8, and 8. Then he levels up again to 9, 12, and 12, then 12, 16, 16, then 15, 20, 20. And by the way, every time that he levels up, his stats are rekindled to full. So even if you manage to hurt him a lot, if he manages to level up, he has brand new stats. So that's freaking amazing. If you can manage to get up to level 8, then all your attacks are going to always do damage. 8, 9, and 10 always do damage. 10 actually does double damage. And everything up to 7 can negate its destruction once if you pay 5 health. So they're a nice little set. They're kind of hard to run. I might take them out, but I want to try them out because they are arguably some of the most powerful cards in the game, and a lot of people are wanting to run it. Mana deck hasn't changed at all, but I'll go over it again. 5 Wildfires, 5 Mountaintops, 3 Volcanoes, 3 Tundras, 2 Great Trees, 1 Temple of Spirit, and 2 Ashran Gateways. This totals out to be 20 mana, and it's only, I can't even remember really, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points. So the mana deck is very small. It gives me 40 mana for 16 points, which is really good. So that's the deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed.